fun game until existential dread kicks in. Yep, pretty much. Sounds about right. Let's see, I need a fun punny title. Oh, I got one. Yep, change the game category. There we go. Where no Mai has gone before. Might not actually be accurate for this particular game DLC, but still, it's applicable to the game in general. It's all fun and giggles to meet someone that died 200,000 years ago. Sounds about right. Mm-hmm. Solanum would agree. There we go. I need to fix this because now it's wrong resolution again. There we go. Well, is she dead or is she not dead? Or is she in a quantum superposition of being dead and not dead? You know? It's kind of open-ended. Yes. Exactly. Oh, there we go. I think that's right. Oh, now it's too low. There we go. Close enough. There we go. Now it's back within the border. I booted up this game earlier today just to fly around. Because it's so much fun. Okay, so I think technically... we went through the black hole in that previous run. I think that's where the save left off. So hopefully that doesn't cause any problems. Okay, so I didn't really stop and think about it too much last time, but that radio signal thing on Timber Hearth, that was a clue, right, for the DLC? I think you mentioned that it was added on that. So let's see. So I guess we'll go ahead and check there first. If I can remember where it is on the planet. There you go, radio tower, that sounds right. Am I blind? Probably. Alright, it's over here. There we are. Yeah, this cluster of trees, that's right. Alrighty. 20 minutes later. Yep, pretty much. You know me. I am a professional game streamer that plays games professionally and stuff. Oh, that's right, I remember this. So, there is... Hi, Gabro. How's it going? Right, it was this one. It was... Yeah, all the planets are accounted for. But there's this weird shadow over the sun. Right? Yeah, because we got Timber Hearth and Giant's Deep and the Twins and Brittle Hollow and Dark Bramble and the Interloper and the Quantum Moon. Okay, and what else? All right, these are like different angles that the satellites take into the solar system. That's right. Because it goes... That's that satellite we crashed into that one time, yeah. Yeah, it kind of goes in this round orbit around the planet from that side. So this is like seeing it when it's level just about with the plane of the solar system. And this is when it's mostly overhead, 40-degree angle. I'm guessing that's what that means. There's 137, which is kind of on the other side. And 240, which is also, yeah, kind of up and above. So I guess we need to get there when it's about 40 degrees. And maybe if we follow where the satellite is, that'll show us where to go. If we go to the same place, we'll be able to see what they saw. I'm assuming that's how it works. Okay. So we need to get up there. So log around says they sent Gabbro to check if the satellite's lens had been damaged. Oh, that's right, yeah. Because they're like, hey, that's a weird anomaly. Maybe the lens is broken. So they had Gabbro go up and check on it. That makes sense. Alright, we need to not crash into it because that destroys our map. I feel like we're going too fast. Well, let's see. Can at least plan on doing a flyby. There you go, okay, we slow down enough. Oh, and now we're getting really close. We then have crashing into a wall to prevent you from falling to find the right angle. I guess it probably just breaks whatever preset physics it's following, if any. Okay. So we need to match speed, which means I need to remember what the controls are for that. There we go. That's good enough. Is that a tape recorder? Garbo here, checking in on the Deep Space Satellite per ground controller's request to check out a possible equipment malfunction. See, Hornfells, I do too work. You know, I wouldn't mind being a satellite. It's peaceful out here, amongst the distant stars and the soft velvety darkness. Bet it's awfully nice for naps, too. Alright, the lens. Alright, little satellite, let's see what the trouble is. Huh, everything looks A-okay, ground control. No dust or scratches on the lens, and no evidence of sparking or violent explosions. Guess that rules out an equipment malfunction after all. Hear that, pal? You're in great shape. Keep up the good work out here. Okay, so not an equipment failure. And it looks like we're already past 40. I don't know if it starts before 40 or not. But we're nearly at 80, which is definitely not 40, and heading in the opposite direction from 40. So maybe we need to try again next loop. Otherwise it's going to be a while to wait. Yeah, because it's at like 80 now. And it's got to go through 400 more degrees. That's going to take a while. Find a campfire and doze off. That's true. We can also meditate. We can also ask Gabbro. That is true. Gabbro's on Giant Steep. Trying to remember. Shirt's on Ash Twin, yeah. Cool. Giant Steep it is. Haven't been there in a while. I remember the probe launcher. was one of the first big components that we unraveled. Nice thing about giant steep is you almost don't need to slow down. Yeah. Still probably for the best not to potentially ram into an island, though, if we don't pay attention to where we're going. Alrighty. Where is our Resident Outer Wilds Ventures signal? There we are. Now we were almost on the North Pole. That's right. And it makes sense that this planet would have big vortexes at the poles too, because of how fluid physics work. I think it creates is it like the Coriolis force or something? I don't know. I failed physics class. There's something like that. See, was this the island that had ghost matter? I guess not. It was not this part. Hello, Gabbro. How's it going? A few loops ago, a cyclone came by and tossed my little island into space. Dying like that was kind of unpleasant. Yeah, that would be. Ghost matter on a tunnel somewhere to the right of where you landed. Okay, that's what it was. So I wasn't totally misremembering. I found the source of the time loop. Wait, well, really? The gnome I carved out Ash Twin and built a time loop device inside? That is wild. Now I know what's causing the loop, then. And if it's caused by a device, that must mean it had to be switched on, right? Huh. What do you think would happen if you turned off the time loop? Like, there's a part of me thinks maybe you shouldn't, what with the sun blowing up and all. And again, who wants to spend an eternity being blown up by the sun? Well, I'm no time loop expert. I'm just going to sit here and ponder the intricacies of time and space. Maybe take a nap too if I feel like it. Too bad the switch is the sun going supernova. Yep. Hello again. Found no my mass inside the Ash Twin project. Saying the statues are made so memories could be sent back in time? Guess that makes sense, considering we both have our memories of every loop we've gone through. Wait, then it's just our memories being sent back in time to us, right? Then, are we really experiencing multiple time loops or not? That's pretty deep. Like, maybe our consciousnesses have been through all these loops, but maybe our bodies haven't. Because technically the loops never happened. Meaning we're receiving memories of things that'll never happen to us. Cool, right? Found your quantum poem. Oh, so it was his poem. Nice. Oh yeah, the one in the woods. I remember writing that. Pretty fun, right? Works out to a good 24 poems. When I'm done exploring, I want to make some more quantum art. Maybe some kind of creature sculpture that just, like, shows up while your back is turned and scares the daylights out of you. That sounds like Gabbro. Found a photo of you inside the old radio tower. Nice. Did I look busy in it? Hope I looked busy. Must have been from the time Hornfell sent me to check on the deep space satellite. I thought all Spacey might be malfunctioning, but I couldn't find a single thing wrong with it. So this is a small fun fact. In the French version, Giant Steep's called Leviathan, in an obvious reference. Sorry if I butchered the pronunciation on that, but yeah, that makes sense. Reference to the Leviathan. Mm-hmm. It's probably how I got a shot of it, my beautiful bee-helmeted face, come to think of it. I just thought it was kind of sweet that the best way to find old Spacey is to use a map that's generated by the satellite itself, isn't it? Like it's inviting us to visit. Good old deep space satellite, always making sure we know where we're going. It's fine, you're not totally sure how to say it either. Fair enough. I have a map? Yeah, the one that's standard with all our spaceships, spacesuits. When you have with you at all times, it opens with the press of a button. That map? You didn't get conked on the head by a rocket or a meteorite or something on your way here, did you? No shame of that. Happens to me all the time. In case you're hit especially hard, don't forget that you can jump into your ship and use your solar system map to lock onto any astral body. It's the easiest way to visit old Spacey, too. Old Spacey? I mean, the satellite's not super old, but it's hardly brand new. Old is more of a term of affection. You're being very literal-minded about this. Well, Spacey likes visitors, you know? Fastest way to find it is to jump in your ship and use your solar system map to lock onto our faithful satellite friend, same as you would any astral body. Why did Hornfels think it was broken? Dunno. Hornfels probably told me why, but Hornfels tells me a lot of things, and sometimes I tune out, or pretend there's signal interference and I can't hear them. Best guess says the deep space satellite must have sent Timberhearth some weird pictures, but like, what's considered weird for a satellite, you know? Anyway, if you ever want to visit Old Spacey, fastest way is to jump in your ship and blah 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 blah. Very cool. There was one more I didn't read. And never mind, I talked to him about the probe cannon before. Cool. Well, Hornfels might know more. But we know Gabra's thoughts on it. Let's see. Where is it at? There we are. So I'm assuming this is like closer to like 120 or 160 or something. I can go ahead and double check really quick though. And to about 1,010 kilometers. And we come in way too fast. Yep, I see how it is. Oh, flew right past it. It's going to be going a little bit less than 1,000 meters per second if I don't want to overshoot it. Such a small little satellite too. It's really easy to miss. Literally and metaphorically. There we go. And then how hard do you want to hit it? Yep, sounds about right. Ideally not at all, but you know. Okay, so it's currently at... yeah, about 160 degrees. Alright, so that's... gotta be... yeah, so it'll be like 180 when it hits here. And 360 will be when it's on this side and level with the orbit. So 40 degrees is like... I can't actually move the cursor up that way, but it's like somewhere around there. Which is definitely near the start of the loop. So, we'll most likely need to reset the loop. But we can go talk to Hornfels first. It probably shows 0, but it's the same thing. I'll get to 359.999 and then immediately go to 0. I assume. See, Hornfels is the guy in the observatory, right? On Timberhearth? I believe so. Mostly because you don't know how that stuff usually works. Fair enough, fair enough. Yep. It's basically measuring degrees from 0 to 360 around the orbit. And yeah, 360 degrees is the same as 0 degrees. So it'll just wrap around to 0 most likely. But I don't know, maybe it counts upward. I don't know how they coded it. Of course, the loop might end before it gets there. That's entirely possible. Alrighty. Need to get into the observatory. So I'm going to sit down here. Wonder if you can use the satellite as a clock? Probably. I should take a note of what position it's in by at the end of the loop. That could be useful information. Where'd he go? Is he out and about? Do they move around? Oh, that's right, the statue. That's right. Oh, I told him I found feldspar. You found feldspar? And they're in dark bramble? Stars above, this is wonderful news. Thank you for finding them. Feldspar didn't immediately join you on your ship and turn here is incredibly feldspar of them. We're never entirely sure what feldspar was thinking back then either. Still, we ought to fish them out of that dreadful place with all haste. I'll radio Gossin and have them prepare a ship. It really should be Gossin who brings feldspar home. Again, thank you. You can hardly imagine how profoundly happy I am to hear them they're alive and unharmed. Yada yada yada. Well, I guess I can't ask him about the satellite. That's too bad. Yeah, apparently he only cares about feldspar. Which, fair enough. Feldspar is pretty cool, and I can understand being very concerned about that. That means don't have any clues from him other than the radio tower. So I think 40 degrees at the satellite is my best bet here. So next loop, first thing, head out to the satellite. And so right now it's down there. So it should be around 210 degrees by the time it gets to the south side of its loop. Hey look, it's our good friend. Whee! We're getting close-ish to the end of the loop, so guess we can chill out here. Yep, good friend, the ball of gas. Precisely. Guess we can theoretically go say hi to the Ash Twin Project. Now that we know how to get there and stuff. Yep, and that is looking very exposed. See if we're still in there. Yep, exactly. Ah, we just missed it. And we got another orbit or two left. Alright, it's this one. And we got a while before the dust cloud comes around again. Sand pillar. The sun is looking very red. That's cool. We can just see see everything moving in real time. That's pretty cool. That's true. There's not the other "you are here" marker. Very good point. So we're probably fine on that front. Good point, good point. Here we go. Sand pillar's coming. I can hear it. There goes the ship. There we go. Doesn't look like we're here. That's good. Yeah, breaking space-time today. Such a nice place to hang out, though. Be nicer if it didn't make you dizzy. True, true, true. Well, that's where we're gonna stop it. There we go. Alright, so the satellite's currently on its way to the end of its orbit. Which makes sense. I like the music here. It's very ominous. It's fun that you can get up just through jetpacking. The weird way these planets' gravities work. Here we are. He says not managing to do it. Listen. Accurate. There you go. Just gotta be going in the right direction to actually pick up the gravity assist from the other planet. Cockpit's damaged, but it's fine. Alright, let's try not flying directly into the sun. He says he's about to fly directly into the sun. Why not? I mean, technically it doesn't matter much at this point, but, you know, typically not recommended to randomly fly into the sun. Gonna check in on our satellite one more time. Oh, music just changed. Yep, here we go. There we go. Goodbye, satellite. We are off. So it looks like it doesn't quite finish its orbit, but it gets pretty close by the end of the loop. Oh, the sun's being weird. The sun is drifting away from the center of the solar system? What? What the heck? And now it's fine again. That was weird. Yeah, that was confusing. I guess something broke. Yeah, so right there in that spot on the grid is where it would finish its orbit. So yeah, you could effectively use this as a clock. It's not quite exactly 22 minutes, but it's very close to it. Actually, maybe it ends right there. I didn't think so, but oh, Dib! Hello! Hello! Hello, Raiders. How's it going? How's it going? Welcome to the Space Lab. How's your stream, Dib? So it's just before the satellite gets to the starting point. Yep, exactly. So it's almost exactly. Went great. Nice. What are you playing today? I wasn't able to catch it earlier, but I did see that you were streaming. Destiny then Psychonauts 2. Makes sense, makes sense. Nice. Well, welcome to the Space Lab. I'm Hawkbar, your resident mad scientist tech VTuber, creator of CheersBot. And we're playing Outer Wilds, specifically the DLC today. So if Outer Wilds is a game that you have not played before and are at all interested in playing, highly recommend it. I recommend you turn off the stream now because there will be heavy spoilers for people who have not finished the game before. But yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome. Playing the DLC when you found out how to get it? Yep, exactly. You love spoilers? Perfect. Match made in heaven. The great on cars. It's true. That is a kind of spoiler. Nice. But yeah, I'll have to catch your next one. Sorry I don't have a shout-out command, but anyone in my chat who has not already followed DibDabDeb, please do. They are an awesome streamer, an awesome person. Collabed with them a few times. Highly recommend. You're just saying that? Not at all. I mean, you certainly have your winning personality. You're great. You have an awesome mug to prove it. It's true, true, true. You always know what to say. No, I don't. Not at all. I never know what to say. Alrighty. Here we go. Let's not crash into the satellite. They were approaching at high speed. Whoop. There we go. Okay. So where are we at? We're at 24. Okay, so we still got some time. It's 1 a.m., so you don't mind if I lurk because I'm tired? Totally understandable, yeah. It is late for my wonderful European friends and viewers and all of that. But, yeah, thanks for the raid, and have a good night. I'll see you on the flip side. Yeah, so 20 degree or 40 degrees is like 1/6 of an arc, something like that. So I could say exactly how far we need to go, but probably not too much farther because that will be 45. Actually, yeah, there we go. It'll be about just before a quarter of the orbit. Match your velocity to the satellite ship should follow it. It seems like it's doing so, yeah. Or at least say I'm pretty close by. So yeah, we should be coming up on 45 degrees pretty quickly. Is that it? I can't lock onto it, I guess so. Something transiting the sun. What is that? It's getting bigger. Can't log onto it because you can't see it. Makes sense. Oh. The sun's gone. Whoa. Well, this is new. Okay. Oh, it's all dark. There are lights. Some kind of like alien vessel. I bumped into something. I can't even see anything. Are you allowed to name drop this place? Sure. I guess we should probably head through the big glowing opening. It's called The Stranger. Neat. That is a UFO. Okay. Apparently we have boarded an alien vessel of some kind. And it definitely does not look Nomai. Neat. So we got alien saucers. Very cool. Got a hatch underneath them, but it's closed. Yep, definitely not of Nomai origin, that's for sure. It's so freaking dark. Okay, well, I guess we're here. And we have a universal Nomai translator, not a universal alien translator. So we'll see how this goes, I guess. Yep, unknown language. And checks out. Best way to find it later on is to use ship's log to mark it. Makes sense. Makes sense. That's just a light fixture. Oh. It reacts to light. That's fancy. Yep, light sensors. Okay. There we go. Trees detected. Ah, I see, so that's an airlock. That makes sense. This is wood? This is a wood cabin. What the heck? This looks, fancy. Is this an elevator? Yes, there's an elevator. Or no, it's a boat. Similar here, one of the best themes of the DLC. It's a raft. I suppose that's accurate. Ah, but we can control it with light sensors. Okay. Neat. Whoa. It's like another hollow planet sort of deal. But, very different, conceptually. Ah, and then it picks up the raft again. I think when you're on the raft, it's called the river. Makes sense. Very appropriately named. Okay, so there's a giant spinning fan thing over there, and it's opposite this. That one in River's End are your favorite themes of the DLC? Nice. I'll keep an ear out for it. Okay, and then there's this big glass panel. So we're out inside like a planet, and there's like an artificial, not necessarily artificial, but like a big Dyson sphere sort of thing, but it's just a ring, a Dyson ring. That's trippy. Is that like a, that's a dam, I guess. There's like a river that flows around. Ends up back in that reservoir. That is trippy. So you're speaking about Zelda references. You managed to send your scout to the big blue, big light bulb. You should get a fire arrow achievement. Nice. Oh man, physics are weird because of the rotation. Let's see. I don't think I can go far enough here, maybe? Maybe if I pick up the gravity on the other side. I mean, it's still a little bit off to one side. Drastically affects the curvature of the arc. This is trippy. We're close there. I didn't end up anywhere near where we needed to go. That was pretty close. Just nudge it over that way. Whoops. That's probably too far. And we just need to move a little bit this way. I don't think that counted. That was really close. So I need to like between that rock and the river. Ta-da! Fire arrows. Nice. That's cute. Expert gravity archer. Alrighty, now let's actually explore this place, I guess. Lantern. It's a broken lantern. But I guess I can pick it up. Cool. It's funny that it's considered a hazard despite the fact you can't go there yourself. But I guess they're like, hey, just in case, if you somehow manage to get up here, probably don't touch it. These people were tall. Definitely taller than us. Another lantern. Ooh. That looks funky. Assuming this was a picture of someone. I got fancy horns. Owl moose. Yeah, pretty much. Looks about right. Definitely weird moose people. I was thinking they look very Warcraft. I don't have a map here, right? Yep, nope. Unable to pinpoint location. Oh. The dam just broke. That's Oh. Oh, jeez. That's not good. Fun fact, you're still on the clock. Yep. I just realized that, yep. Oh geez, that undercurrent. Oh, all these houses are gone now. This place is still accessible though. I believe there's an achievement to surf on the way from start to finish. Makes sense. Sounds like it'll be difficult to pull off though. Okay, there's mechanisms that involve turning a gear. I don't know what it corresponds to. Okay, it's not just a matter of turning it rapidly in one direction. Any other clues here? In fact, once the dam breaks, there's next no way to get back to your ship. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's concerning. Oh, okay, there's a receptacle for the lanterns. Maybe that's what I was missing. No, but the lantern is broken, so maybe that's why. It's got a big broken section at the bottom, so maybe if I find a working lantern, I can put it in here. That makes sense to me. It's like a movie theater. And of course, this is flooded. Ah, slide reel. Give it a pay and maybe it'll work. There we go. Okay, slide reel. Maybe put that in here. Ah, there we go. So it still doesn't work because of the broken lantern, but there's a slide reel. Oh wait, that's the eye of the universe. Interesting. Does the light from... Aha! I am a genius. May I remind you of the name of this DLC? Well, yes, okay. I was trying to act surprised. Yep. Okay, so yeah, I can use the scout to light that up. Can't see the entire thing with what you have on. Yep, makes sense. So we need the, we'll need an actual working lantern, but... Ooh. I still see some things. Looks like those are some of these creatures. Is this? This goes pretty far. Is that on a loop? Okay, yeah, it is. And of course, it's hard to see with how bright it is. Can I find a better angle where it's not? Completely obscuring the slide? Probably not. I thought I was being clever. Your lamp in your scout will never show you more than the part you were seeing. Yeah, that makes sense. We need like a functioning lamp to see more. Functioning lantern, that is. I can see some things here. So mostly just know they're being washed out. The weird shaman type people. Then he freaks out and collapses. And then they set fire to a building and torch the building down. And then there's damaged footage, I'm assuming. And this is showing the ship obscuring the sun. And those are the planets. That's the Ash Twins and stuff. So based on that, I'm assuming they came here to seek the eye of the universe. And showed their arrival here. I don't quite understand what they were doing with burning a building, but I assume that's going to be relevant once I have more information. There's another building over here. Ah! Functioning lanterns. Perfect. So that guy's... It's like a bard. Is that like a stringed instrument? So I'm going fishing. You know, nothing right now, so yeah. Yeah, pretty much. He looks out. And takes a raft. Seems like religious symbology or something. Oh, we can take this back over here to the projector. Assuming we don't kill ourselves. There we go. It's much clearer. Yep, so there are four pieces of information here. This one is on the Eye of the Universe. So they detected the Eye of the Universe. They scanned it. And they saw the end of the universe. And everything crumbling away. And freaked out. So the shamans saw the end of the universe. And the regular people were angry and torched the Church of the Eye of the Universe. I see. And these slides are all destroyed. We can see bits and pieces here. Some kind of thing that they are interacting with, praying to, something. And that's the ship arrived. Was it the Visitor? Whatever, arriving in the solar system. Yep, to see the Eye of the Universe. Okay, have we seen it all? Yeah, the Stranger, that's what it was, yeah. Okay. That all makes sense. So they came here to see the Eye of the Universe, but they saw the end of the universe and came here to see the Eye. We're not happy with what they saw. Burned down whatever their Church of the Eye was. It says weird dual hemisphere thing. So weird dude lights up. Puts a fire in that thing and lights up, and that this is where it gets weirder. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, So by lighting this little thing, he sealed away. Look how creepy the strangers are. Yeah. Yeah, when he set the lights on, it created a lock. And this lock has this dual wave pattern symbol, but there's also a single wave pattern and a 3-wave pattern. And I can see that first lock up there is the 1-wave pattern. The 1 ripple pattern, and then 2 ripples and 3 ripples. And there's a weird light-based locking things that are creating those locks. Are there any more slides in here? Doesn't look like it. I guess getting here before the water damage to see what is missing from that one slide would be nice, if that's even possible. I wonder if any other slides were here but got lost in the things getting swept up. Ah, here's the burned Church of the Eye or whatever. And jetpack canisters. Neat. The tower where you got the lantern fell. Oh yeah, looks like it. And we're at the end of the loop. That still doesn't make sense to you? Yeah, fair enough. I assume much like in the base game, there will probably be things that we can only know once the tower's collapsed, or vice versa. That's usually how this goes. I don't think staircases work this way. Oh, what's this? Is this room? Oh, there's a slide in there. We're out of time, but good to know. And there's a weird picture there of... Is that tower? I think it's just this tower. Or a tower. There's a big green light or fire at the bottom. So are we far enough away to not get wiped out by the supernova? I guess so. But we'll still get looped once the 22 minutes is up. That is by us, yep, there we go. An extra minute that we wouldn't have had otherwise. Didn't want to spoil before you got here, but you're the first one besides the strangers to get here, so the title of the stream is accurate. Where No Mai has gone before. Technically, the No Mai haven't been here, it doesn't look like, so, technically we're not where the No Mai have gone before. That's still fitting. Cool. Wait, what? This is different. Hey, hold up a sec. Hey, I already know about the launch codes. But no, I was going to tell you about using the ship log to set destination markers to locations you visited before. Do you like the pun with No Man? Yeah. I am pretty proud of the pun. This is weird. I can tell you about using the ship log to set destination markers for locations you visited before. It's a brilliant feature, if I say so myself. Dead useful. The risk it poses of shortening out the fuel regulator and causing the ship to explode is so minimal that only Gosson would worry about it. Oh, you need to get in the stranger to have that? I was wondering why you didn't get it before. Makes sense, makes sense. So, I get it. So this is them reminding you, hey, you don't have to like sit there and wait for it to get to 40%, 40 degrees or whatever each time. You can put a tracking thing there, but How would I get it though? So it's got like a camouflage system or something, a stealth cloak sort of thing. Wow, Slate, how do you come up with these incredible ideas? I do the best I can with what I got. Really, you're too kind. Slate, you are a technological marvel. Oh, say it again, please. That sounds so good when it's not sarcastic. So disappointed you didn't stumble upon it by accident. It's been there since you bought the DLC. Makes sense. I imagine they kind of intentionally placed it so that it's hard to run into it during the base game, though. Anyway, I've got a fire to enjoy, and you've got launch codes to grab. Go wild with the marking feature while you're out there. Just try not to follow it so directly you fly into the sun, okay? And I remember you did explain this mechanic to me back when we were trying to get back to the vessel. Oh. Lots of information. Okay, so I had the place with the locks is called the Sealed Vault. That makes sense. And the Island Tower, that's where we were. Cinder Isles, I guess that's the general area. There's the burn slide reel. Fly directly into the sun, you say? Wow. Never do that. And the river lowlands, I guess, is that whole area. Okay, so I can mark the stranger. There we go, and we got a precise location on it. Yeah, because it would be like above the plane of the system, right? Yeah. So like, there's almost no chance you'd accidentally fly there unless you were like going way off course, because everything else is on the same flat plane. Ferry never looked where it was. Makes sense. I was thinking, makes sense why it's where it is. Very spooky. Not sure if it moves either. That's a good point. So it definitely seems to still be active. And it's just been chilling here, I guess, because it got picked up by Hornfels satellite way back when. And they've clearly sent out saucers, because some of them are missing. So I wonder if those ended up elsewhere. I can tell you it spins, but I don't think that's helpful. I can see that it spins. Just on all that rotating. Let's get this outer world B. Hello, Big Boss Raz. How you doing? There we go. Almost. There we go. Does look like it snaps some, but... yeah, this is a different place. Huh. Okay. I guess because the whole place is rotating? Is that the idea? And we're not in water, so this doesn't work. Oh, you can push the raft. Okay. That makes sense. Oh, there's two ways to enter, that's why. Oh, from either side? That makes sense. Push raft. There we go. It's made so you always get the other by following the satellite. Makes sense. So they can guarantee that you end up in one of the places pretty much when you first start, and then you likely end up in the other place when you just follow the auto path. That's pretty clever, actually. Good design. You can actually go around once you enter the cloaked area. Makes sense. That is symbol of lantern. Cool. And that is ghost matter. Because of course, exactly. I guess they also would have been in the system when that went off, maybe. Or maybe not. Maybe they arrived after the Nomai. It's unclear. But I'm guessing they've all been dead for a while. There we go. We're just going to slip in over here. Looked like the house was filled with ghost matter. Yep, can't go in there. They arrived after the interloper's core exploded. How do you explain the ghost matter? I mean, theoretically, they could have, like, harvested some and then accidentally, like, opened up a canister or something, or it leaked. More than likely, they died in the explosion, but it's, you know, it's possible. This is something different. Ah, but we can get in from underneath. I see. There we go. This furniture is too tall. Oh. Okay, I see there's a bunch of crystals up here, and ghost matter sitting on the stable. And only on this table. This is very specifically concentrated directly on top of this table. So that's very unusual and arbitrary, I would say. Artifact. Fuck that table in particular, yeah, I guess so. We have an ancient artifact, yep, that's what this is. Okay, well I see things that would open and close. It's not doing anything right now, but I wonder if you can use that for something. Can almost pop. There we go. Well, I need to know where the ghost matter is still. And I'll figure out what that's for. And that is... Is that like a bed? Something? That's weird. Weird looking thing. That's a chest. That's just a straight up chest. Very cool. And I guess they sleep standing partially upward. Interesting. Makes sense. Okay, I got the artifact. But I can't see where I'm going and pick up the artifact. That's kind of obnoxious. And based on how this stuff all works, I assume this has something to do with light. Do I want a pro tip? Sure. There's no ghost matter in the water. Makes sense, makes sense. Cool, here we go. We're out of the shack. We've got a weird artifact. There's more to see up there, it looks like. Big old cliffs. You go in and out of that small house just by following the small river underneath it. Makes sense. And then on top of the house, I don't think. Nothing up here, just trees. That is window. Ah, I wonder if this is like a camouflage thing. Or possibly just a weird form of glass. Oh. Oh, hope I'm not stuck here. Nope. Looks like we're good. I get up on top of this. Not quite. But I can try. No, not quite. Alrighty. Let's see. There's also houses. All these big willow-looking trees. Alright, is this the tower we've been in before? Feels like it. One of these buildings. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Is that a question you want an answer to or not? No, not necessarily. I can figure it out. See a big fancy beam of light. Alright, this is one of the places where you can pick up a raft. That makes sense. Yeah, yep. I appreciate you asking. Makes sense. Sometimes it's rhetorical, sometimes it's not, and it's not always obvious. So the artifact doesn't... Nah, you can't like combine them or something. It's worth a thought. Oh. Bit of a hard down, but it's fine. Well, I got a wine glass. Very cool. Might not be a wine glass, but they got something there. Chairs back there. I got another slide projector. And what's this? Light sensitive door. Okay then. I mean, that makes sense. Everything else is powered by light. So I got a light-based lock. Light-based, why doesn't it react to the artificial sun? Good question. Oh, and there's light up here. Slide up here. Ah, yeah, is this place? I've already been in? I can't tell. I don't think so. I guess the other place was above water, and this one is in the water. Okay, so it's flooded out at this point, but now I know this particular building has a slide projector and slides in it. So I should probably check that out next loop. Unless the water gets low enough again to open things up. Does look like it's going down slowly. Probably not enough though. Yeah, it went down a little bit there because of the wave subsiding, but yeah, it doesn't look like it goes any further down from there. There's another building. There's a random raft.
Well, he's been excited all day.
Here's the dam. A dam. There's the raft shoved in here. Oh, is this like a boathouse? Yeah, looks like this would have dropped a raft here. We got a mechanism down there. Still don't know what these artifacts are for. I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually. That's where you entered the first time. Oh, that's right. That was one of those airlock doors. That makes sense. Just a random piece of bridge here. Can't open it because of the water, though. Makes sense. Same problem on the other side. Yep, that checks out. This raft is upside down. This one isn't. There we go. Sad the bridge doesn't trigger the raft theme. Yeah. I think you probably specifically have to be on a raft, which makes sense. Is this where the ghost matter was? Or was it back there? The theme is called the river, not the raft. I suppose that's true. So here's that tower. Oh nice, they're singing in this song. Oh yeah, let me turn up the game audio. I just realized it's super low because I turned it down earlier. Oh. And we got zapped. I guess we smashed the raft into the wall and got shocked. Or something. Couldn't really see, wasn't paying attention. But cool. Guess we learned some stuff that time around. There's electric cables here and there, and if you die, if you touch them. Okay, that makes sense. I wasn't paying attention enough to be able to see for sure. Alright, we'll probably do one more loop, and then we'll call it for today. I don't want to go too late, but yeah. Really interesting so far. I like the stranger and the strangers. Oh nice, it still has a targeted. That's convenient. Or still has a marker to it. Yeah, the ring world aesthetic is really cool. And I do like the kind of cabins and river aesthetic. It very much fits in with kind of the general feel of the Outer Wilds world. There's technically a flood, so we're in Halo now. Yep. There's a flood. Minus the guns. Can you imagine? Imagine if Outer Wilds, like the next DLC. Okay, here's a rifle. That'd be kind of funny. Alright, so yeah, we come out right at the dam. First thing everyone does is try to kill the anglerfish. Doesn't work. Yep. Sounds about right. Turns out anglerfish are bulletproof. Ooh. They're not bramble proof, that's for sure. I guess there's already a raft up there, so they'll then pick us up. Why don't we just go riding for a bit? And try to go all the way around the river. Just want to hear River's End. Fair enough. Oops. That's right. This tower's empty. Just now drop right back down. Try not to crash into things. Whoa, rapids. That's fun. Okay, this is about where I got zapped last time. The water level is also different now. Now let's try going this way. If we even can. Doesn't look like it. It's stuck. Okay, then I guess we're going this way. And I assume like maybe the power cables, yep, are... Okay, I see them there, yep. Can't get zapped until the dam breaks. Makes sense. Unless you jump. Well, yes. And that would be very, very appropriate for me to do something dumb like that. But who would do that? Certainly not me. Oh, that reminds me. I don't know if it's working, but I did add a black hole emote from Better Twitch TV. Because I remembered that you requested one a while back, and I forgot about it. You're gonna fall? Yep, there we go. For all those times where I do the dumb. I'm just a really big fan of Whitehall Station, you know? That music? Yeah. It's pretty good. Just turn it up. It's a little bit quiet on my end. Do not enter sign. That won't stop me because I can't read. Literally. That's River's End. Makes sense. It's a good track, for sure. Looking forward to hearing more of it. And that's sealed tight. You can say you prefer to the Traveler's theme. Fair enough. Hasn't grown on me that much yet, but, you know, it definitely could. We'll see how the next 6 hours of gameplay goes. 7 hours of gameplay, whatever. Okay. Can I send a scout down there, maybe from below? Because it looks like this is a light locking door. And it's locked from the other side. Which means if I can get a light in there, I can turn it, is my thought. Alright, here we go. Big opening at the bottom. So you can't hear after the dam breaks. The dam breaks it only. You hear it only in the reservoir. That makes sense. Okay, well I was overthinking it. We just had to go underneath. There we go. Yeah, that's fancy. Another projector. Just gonna grab this lantern here. So it's displaying the interior of this. Some kind of pod that's suspended. Are those the 3 locks? Maybe? There's little bands on that. Suppose I can zoom in with the signal scope. Yeah, it looks very familiar. And suspended with chains into the water, it looks like. And then there's the big beam thing coming out into the water. Or it could be space, one of the two. Now what do you think of that? That's a big chain. Seems relevant. Jetpack fuel, nice. There's the exterior of the pod. Gee, I wonder what that's for, yeah. What is this? Smashed up pipe thing? Did that fall off of something? Is it just sitting here? I guess this is one of those gear control panel things, but it's broken. I see. So that was probably for retracting the thing, pulling it back up, but doesn't look like that can happen anymore. Okay. Let me get back out of the water. I'm thinking maybe I should grab one of those lanterns, since it seems like there are a lot of things that benefit from having those lanterns nearby. There we go. Almost, just hold on to this. Safekeeping. Okay, so the big chain is over there. And there's a bunch of rock. Huh. And I see the lanterns are not waterproof. Good to know. That is definitely very relevant, and makes sense. Can I drop this somewhere? Apparently not. Okay, I'm just holding a broken lantern. Cool. Here we go. Big old diving bell. 3 chains holding it up. And then one back there. Weird energy things coming off of those horn things. Okay, I'm now like freaking out, worried that there's gonna be like anglerfish down here or something. There's not. Yeah. Just really tripping up my fear of water. Ah, yes. Campfire. Carcinogens. This can't be good to bake my marshmallow in this particular smoke. Roast marshmallow in the magical fire near the sealed vault. Yep. I was wondering if I could relight the lantern by sticking it into the fire, but it doesn't look like it. Alright, so here's the 3 locks. Oh, stepped in the fire. And we saw their weird things that they lit, and that created the locks. So where'd the chains on these things go? So they're just wrapped around? Yeah, nowhere in particular. Cool. Didn't think they went anywhere, but I wanted to make sure. Cool, so we know where this is now. Good to know. Oh yeah. I don't like having such poor visibility. It's freaking me out a little. Alrighty, so that's that. Oh. Here we go. There we go. Now we have a super raft. I don't think that's how that works. Visibility is about to get better. Yep. I see. So it exposes the diving bell, at least to a certain degree. Which I assume was submerged for a reason. Otherwise they wouldn't have done that. It's really convenient that so many things in this universe are breaking just within this 22-minute time span. Maybe, who knows, you. But you won't tell me. Yep. Exactly. Appreciate it. And tolerate my my dumbness. No, you. Mutually appreciative relationship. There we go. So that's accurate. Ah, we're stuck. Okay, fine. Be that way. Up. So I can't rediscover the game watching someone else discover it as close as you can get. So you won't spoil the fun if you can. Makes sense. I finished the base game and I'm immediately, okay, I need to convince one of my friends to play it so I can watch them play it for the first time. So I totally get that feeling. I got the answer to just about everything you've asked so far. Makes sense. Now this place for and why it's here. So on and so forth. You know everything and you're stuck with me who knows nothing yet. But it's fine. Yeah, so we can't get back to the ship because they're broken. Know why the dam breaks 10 minutes after you got here though? Yeah. Convenience. Oh. There we go. Dodge the wires. Look at that. I'm a pro gamer. Yes, it's really cool that the river has a current because of how the entire ring is rotating. Just like the tides, the rotation of the whole thing causes the water to move at a different rate than the solid matter. So you end up creating a current. It's a really cool gimmick, honestly. Like, just from a purely like world building perspective. It is both physically accurate to how this would work if this is really built, and you get this nice, cute little, you know, river, villages, and rafts and everything, which very much fits the kind of playful aesthetic of Outer Wilds. It was honestly really well done, really well designed DLC area. Just from a narrative perspective. Probably it was also easier for the devs in creating the solar system around the player. Yep, don't have to worry about well, no, this probably still works in the same way where everything moves around you. Here we go. This is this section of wires. Went too far. Let's see, can I go under the wires? Nope. Oh. Nope, we're dead. Not dead? Not dead. Almost dead. Nice. Cool, so now I've done a full loop of the place. It's pretty cool. Yeah, we took a shit ton of damage. But we're alive. And that's what matters. Now we're back to the dam area. This bottom area is still flooded though. Weird. The water level inside here didn't change. I guess that makes sense though. Yeah, because the hole's still underwater. Makes sense. Sometimes I forget that's how physics works though. Cool. Physics do be weird. Oh. And we're dead. Broke our legs. Couldn't swim. Tragedy. What a way to go. Yeah. Crashed into the dam. Well, we were nearing the end of that loop anyway. Rather, what's left of it. Yep. The remains of the dam. Well, that's probably it for tonight, but let's check our ship and see what clues we have, because it has a way better understanding of it than I do. And it has the actual names for things, which is nice. Yeah, the reservoir, submerged structure. Have to go listen to River's End again after this. Makes sense. It does seem like a pretty good song, yeah. So obviously more to learn at the reservoir, but we have explored the submerged structure itself. And there's the sealed vault. And we got the Cinder Isles, a pair of small rocky islands connected by a village of stilt houses. Found a large metal symbol for the eye of the universe inside a burned out building. Slide reveal shows strangers' inhabitants, analyzing the eye of the universe. Several slides have been burned and cannot be viewed. Alright, so that wasn't water damage, that was fire damage. Makes sense. Tower sits atop one of the cinder aisles. The upper floors can only be reached from a second entrance at the back of the tower. Low-lying region near the entrance to the stranger, there are wooden buildings along the banks of the river. Found several ornate metal artifacts inside a workshop surrounded by ghost matter. There's more to discover there. The stranger is a massive artificial ring world hidden within some sort of cloaking field. Does not appear to be Harthian or Nomai in origin. Yep, accurate. Cool. So that gives us a couple jumping off points to investigate next time. Cool. So we can come back to this next week. I will be doing a early stream tomorrow to play a bit more Elden Ring. Probably won't be live for too long. But, yeah. I think we're gonna end up with a weird... It doesn't appear Harthian, no shit. Yeah. Well, you know. Just pointing out the obvious. We didn't build it. No, I didn't build it. Would have known if your people had a giant ring world around. Yeah, I can imagine. What if it actually was Harthian? They just built it in secret. Turns out there's an advanced other race of Harthians that have all this figured out already. And they just left us normal Harthians in the dark. That'd be a plot twist. Yeah, so I think we're going to end up with this weird every other week shift in stream schedules on the weekends, because I've got D&D every other Saturday, and then I've also got another thing every other Sunday, but they're on alternating weeks. So like one week I have Saturday completely free, and the next week I have Sunday completely free. So this is one of the weeks where I have Saturday free. So I think we'll do a short Saturday stream, and then next week we'll do a short Sunday stream, and so on. So it's going to be a little bit weird, but what can you do? I won't play anything, you know, too complicated for you. Do how you're comfortable doing. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, like, especially with those being inconsistent, I don't expect you to necessarily show up. I won't play any like story-driven games that or anything like that. That's kind of just a, hey, I've got extra time and I want to stream more often, so I'm just going to put a game on and play around for a few hours, but that's not going to be like any kind of long-running story-driven thing or anything, so if you can't make it, don't worry about it. But yeah, of course, you know, if you want to come and are around and it's a good time, feel free to. Let's try to be around even just by like, yep, fair enough. But yeah, it's going to be a bit scuffed, but I just want an excuse to play more video games on stream. That's all it boils down to, and I don't really have any more weeknights I can use, just based on current schedules, so random Saturday and Sunday streams it is. So, random stream tomorrow, more Elden Ring most likely, and then we'll be back with more Triangle Strategy and more Outer Wilds next week. Very excited. I suppose I could also play Overwatch on stream tomorrow. That would be another possibility. CPU might tank though, so maybe not. Okay. Raiders streaming Stranger of Paradise. So why don't we go say hi to Raider? We can go talk about chaos. So funny to you that the Nomai met your ancestors and decided not to touch the planet too much, but we're still like, let's blow up the sun. Yep. Well, to be fair, like the person who was in charge of the mines was like, hey, we should like leave the Harthians alone and not do anything drastic with the sun. And then the lady who was in charge of the Black Hole Forge was like, nope, let's blow up the sun. And they had a bit of a fight over that. But yeah, exactly. Apparently, there's like you can find like a pot with like three-eyed fish in it. So it looks like they may have actually eaten some of the Harthians, the proto-Harthians. I go figure. Alrighty, well, thanks for being here as always. I appreciate your company, Yahazu. Harthians have 4 eyes though, that's right. Maybe I was thinking 4 eyes. I haven't actually seen it. I just remember someone mentioning that. That apparently they ate Harthians at some point. But, yep, thanks for being here. Could be that, could be a Simpsons reference. That's true. Very true. Well, yep, thanks for being here. Sorry for ending the stream. Well, technically we're ending it late, but compared to other Outer Wild streams, this is definitely ending early. But we'll be back to streaming tomorrow, and then normal schedule next week. I'll try to remember to actually post a schedule this time, but it's not too complicated. Same as always. I'll tweet and make sure that the Discord bot's posting when I go live and all that. So yeah, thanks for being here. I will see you next time. That's right, Raider doesn't allow follow rate or non-friend raids. I forgot about that. Is there anyone else? Can always let in girl DMs chat. That's always an option. I guess I'll just end it, and feel free to go say hi to whoever you want to. Or go to bed. Whatever makes sense. Alright. Well, I guess that's it then. See you next time.